My Pilgrimage, Chennakesav Temple at Belur. Written by Madan Mohan Tarun, read by Madan Mohan Tarun. We reached Belur covering 17 kilometers of distance from Hedibidu. It was the concluding part of the day. My watch marked 4 o'clock evening of the first day of the new decade 1/1/2011. Sun rays were enjoying the top of the shining Gopuram. At the main entrance of the great temple of Lord Vishnu, named as Chenna Kesava. Chenna means handsome, Kesav means Lord Vishnu temple. Belur is known as Dakshin Kasi, means Kasi of southern India. It occupies prime place among the Vaishnavites of south. It is believed that the temple was built on advice of great Guru Saint Ramanujacharya when the king Vishnuvardhan embraced Vaishnavism. It is also said that King Vishnuvardhan got this temple built in 11,017 AD to mark his victory on Chola in Talgat. Basically, the Hoysala dynasty had their capital at Halibid, where they ruled for over 150 years. The main Chennakesav temple is fully decorated with numerous variety of carvings, covering images of flowers, animals, birds, and beautiful dancers wearing variety of ornaments in catching poses with full of life and glamour. These carvings cover mythological stories from Puranas. Ramayana and Mahabharata. This also covers the figure of Madanikas, the celestial nymphs, which are examples of magnificent architecture. It is believed that these carvings are inspired by the beautiful queen Santana Devi, who herself was a dance legend of her time. It has about 48 pillars of different shapes, sizes and designs, carrying glory of artistry in various forms. Darpan Sundari, a beautiful lady with a mirror in her hand. is one of the most eye-catching carvings of the temple, which is well known among the art critics around the world. Carvings of dance poses and hairstyle with ornaments of charming Santala Devi one cannot miss. Along with this carving of Lord Vishnu lying on his bed of Sesnaga in Kshirsagar with Lakshmi is just magnificent. The main temple is surrounded by some other temples which include temples of Sonkayaki and Rangayaki, beloveds of Lord Chennakeshav. There is a small temple of Lakshmi also. This needs to be mentioned with a special reference that the sculptor of this temple have mentioned their names and places in their origin at the bottom of the carvings covering their title. It is done for the first time in the history of Hoysala sculpture. Maliktama is one of the names which are mentioned very frequently there. As a whole, more than 40 names of artists are mentioned there. This temple is not as well maintained as the temple of Hedibidu. It appears that the nails of time have gone deeper into the sculpture here. Some carvings are partially damaged by the Muslim looters in the names of religion or faith. We saw a huge number of devotees standing near the temple as the puja of Lord was going on there. We certainly needed a cup of strong coffee to help our tired legs, but we waited for the blessing of the Lord, and no doubt the pious water we got as prasad filled new energy in us. This was not an ordinary puja, rather it has a strength of continuity of the first puja, which might have taken place in 1117 AD for the first time in the presence of Acharya Ramanujacharya, king of Vishnuvardhan, and his charming queen Santala Devi. This was the thrilling moment when we were the part of a glorious history which was still in action.